Hello, welcome to another episode of Just the Tips.
Another one.
I'm Joanna Angel.
I am Aaron, or Small Hands,
And
or
welcome.
whatever. Yeah.
What is this? I think this is episode number 12,
Cool.
right? Look at that. We made it.
Why? What's 12 means you made it? Because it's a dozen?
I think so. We have made it to 12. We've made it to 12.
We have made it to 12.
It feels like just yesterday we were on number 1, and that was like 12 weeks ago. You know, I saw a comment on our YouTube channel. Everybody, by the way, can you please like and subscribe to our YouTube page? Because it seems like a lot of you are looking at the page, but you're not subscribing. And
that just won't do.
Yeah, because there's like a lot of views on the video, and the subscribers are much lower than the views. So if you're going to take the time to watch something, just take the time and click subscribe, because that's what we need.
It'll make your and our lives better.
That's what we need right now. It will make our lives better, and it will really help take this to the next level. Take this to the next level. Yeah. But anyway, I did see a comment where somebody was like, "Can you please like tell me where to find the full version of the song?"
Our intro song.
Yeah, and I'm like, no, that's the song. Like you only wrote, which Aaron wrote.
Which I wrote and produced.
Yeah. He did say a funny comment. He said something along the lines of like, "Oh, I get excited and I put it on and then I play it loud and my kid starts dancing to it, and then I have to turn down the audio so they don't hear."
It's kind of a bop.
Yeah.
Kind of a bop.
Yeah, so it's kid friendly. This show is not kid friendly, but the intro music is kid friendly.
To that listener, thank you. And also, if you want more of that synthy goodness, you can look up my band Soft Faith, which we've got lots of singles released, and it's got that kind of synth pop vibe.
It does.
So yeah, shameless plug for my music.
Yeah. Brian, I'm not a technical expert, but it keeps flashing on the screen. Is that just because the TV's not plugged in, or is there actual issues with
No, I wouldn't worry about it.
Okay, don't worry about it. Who cares?
It's just the resident ghost.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Just a friendly ghost haunting the TV.
My nipples are kind of showing, so I'm just going to keep my hair over it.
We'll see how long that
want
lasts.
YouTube to get angry.
I think
it's
you're
a thin shirt. I don't know what to do.
And your boobs are proud. They're out there.
They're out there
really
today.
Out there. Yeah.
Loud and proud. My triple Ds. Yeah. They are triple Ds.
So we've had a
Ds.
busy summer so far.
It has been a busy summer, crazy. And I'm still getting used to the fact that summer is going to end. I love in New York City how much people love the summer. Once again, so many people before we moved from LA to New York were like, "You're going to miss the weather." I spend way more time outside here than I ever did in LA. It's like everybody is just trying to cram in outdoor activities in the few months we have for outdoor activities, and it feels like any nice day, everybody's just outside. Everyone is outside.
So you just ran the Brooklyn Mile. Speaking of outside,
I did just run the Brooklyn Mile.
Second time around. Did you beat last year's time?
I have to wait.
Don't say you don't remember, because come on.
I have to wait for the official time to come in. This race was so hard.
Did you beat last year?
I don't remember what my time was last year, and I didn't get the official time of this year. I don't believe you. I really don't remember. Once again, I tried to keep up with the fastest runners. You know, it was like, on your mark, get set, go. And I was like, I'm going to do it. I could keep up with these ladies.
The fastest runners in the 40-plus group.
In the 40-plus group. And I was like, my goal was, I just want to be like in sight of them. I knew I wasn't going to be at the front of the group or even really be able to be in the group. But I was like, I just want them to be in sight. And like that first quarter mile, I kept up with them, and then whoosh, I could not.
You got smoked.
I could not. And I was like, and it's so funny because I didn't walk. The entire New York Marathon, I didn't walk. I kept the whole time. Even when I was drinking water, I like jogged a little. And like, for a minute, I was like, am I going to have to walk in this 1 mile race? Because I was so excited. A 1 mile race is really hard. I said on Twitter, a little analogy, and a marathon is like a long, several hour sex session with multiple orgasms and maybe like dinner afterwards.
It's like who was that dude who claimed Sting?
Yes.
Who said he could fuck for like 20 hours?
Yes. The marathon is like a long...
Oh, Sting.
Yes. The marathon is like tantric sex.
Got it.
Just like a never ending, long adventure roller coaster that just keeps going and going. And then the 1 mile race is like having a quickie, just a quickie with somebody in a dive bar bathroom that you never want to speak to again.
Right.
That's what it's like. Like I was exhausted.
Both fun
In
their own ways.
Both fun in their own ways, but it's just like different.
Gotcha.
But yeah.
Brian, what's the fastest you've ever run a mile?
I don't.
Have you ever run a mile?
Oh yeah, I used to run track.
Oh hell yeah. Okay.
I can't remember. It's been a very long time.
Got you.
But yeah, track is long distance running.
You want to know
right?
something funny?
I think my time was like 7:50 something, and I think that was about my time last year. But I have to wait for the official time to come in.
So speaking of track, so here's something that no one knows about me. When I was in high school, my parents forced me to do sports. I wanted to like skateboard with my friends, and they were like, no, you need to sign up for track and field. So for 1 year in high school, I did what's called the triple jump, because I basically looked up what I thought was the easiest, least amount of running or things to do. And there was like, oh, you could just run and jump into sand. And so for 1 year, I was terrible. I got last place in the triple jump, and I would just do my jump and then say I had to go to the bathroom, and then I would have my clothes and my books stashed in a bush. And because in San Diego, the high school was huge. There's like 400 kids on the track team. So I would just grab the stuff and just keep walking, and I would just skip every practice after I did one jump into the sand.
Really?
Yeah.
Why did you not want to do it?
Because I ain't no jock.
I know.
You know?
Yeah. So you did one jump and just...
I literally would sign up. I would show up for roll call. I'm here. Do one jump into the sand. Be like, I got to go pee.
How did they...
And I would just grab all my stuff that I had stashed in a bush, and I would just walk back.
And you would go.
I would walk back to all my skater friends, and like in my little short shorts and my track uniform, I would like go back to skateboarding with my real friends.
Like a badass?
Yeah, like the real bad.
Okay, well, this is
the
funny.
Real bad boy.
We all have experience doing track here. I don't know if you know this story, but pretty funny with track. I did track also. My dad was a marathon.
Dad's a runner.
Yeah, my dad's a runner. My dad runs every day, and my dad is in great health. It's really amazing. Every time my dad goes to the doctor, they're like, you're in great health. So I'm just saying.
What did you run in track?
Okay, so I ran track. Similar but different to your story. I ran, and then I went to a bunch of practices and blah 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 blah. It was okay. I was okay at it. And
but what track has got many things you can do. What was your race or what was your gig?
Well, just wait.
Oh, okay.
I didn't get very far.
Ooh, my bad.
I remember running around a track. I don't know. I was in high school a really long time ago. I remember running around a damn
Well, they
track.
have like the quarter mile. They have like the mile.
Yeah.
They've got the hurdles. They've got the
I don't remember.
relay.
I didn't
where
get
you
very
pass the
far,
baton.
and let me tell you why. Because a good friend, a friend of mine in high school, I remember she asked me if I wanted to go and see Rancid with her. I had never seen Rancid before, and at the time, I had just kind of heard of Rancid. The band Rancid.
Gotcha.
And I was like, oh my God, yes, I want to see Rancid at the Roseland Ballroom, a venue that is no longer in New York City. And it turned out that the Rancid show was on the same day as the first track meet. And so I remember telling the coach that day, like, hey, something came up and I'm not going to be able to make it to the track meet. Figuring that would be, I don't know, okay. And she's like, if you don't make it to the meet, you can't be on the team. That was the rule. So I had to make a decision.
Tough decision.
Rancid or track. It was like I was at a crossroads, and it was like, am I punk rock or am I
a track star?
Sporty Spice. And what do you think I chose?
I think we can all agree that you made the right decision.
Yeah. Or the wrong decision, or whatever you want to call it. But yes, I turned in my uniform and I said, I'm sorry, I want to go see Rancid. So there we go.
There we go.
That was me as a freshman in high school, and
the extent of me and Joanna Angel's sporting career.
Yeah, that was that. And then years later, I'm running marathons. So
boom.
But yeah, that's the story of punk rock and track. How funny that oddly all three of us kind of did track. Did you last in track?
Oh yeah, I did it for like I don't know, 8 years.
Oh, so you were real
you
deal.
Did it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You missed all the Rancid shows.
I missed every show ever.
Yeah. I saw Metallica play. Speaking of, it's kind of funny because it's like everybody on their feed is posting about, I see the Taylor Swift concert like every other post, and I'm like, Metallica.
Oh yeah, you just went and saw them in Jersey.
Yeah, I saw at the Meadowlands.
It wasn't Jersey?
It was technically Jersey.
Why'd you shrug like that?
I mean, it was like New Jersey, New York.
Because the Giants play there.
It's the Giant, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's the MetLife Stadium that was Giant Stadium.
Okay.
Yeah, I went to the show. Aaron didn't come to the show. I had 2 tickets to go to the show, and I told Aaron that he didn't deserve to come because he didn't like metal enough.
I mean, she did say that, but I had a DJ gig. So.
You did have a DJ gig.
I wouldn't have been able to come anyway, but it's true. I don't mean to like sell myself out a little bit, but I've always been more of like a punk guy, and and I like metal a little bit, and I respect the legacy of Metallica. I like the hits. But I wasn't the right person to give that ticket to. It's true.
Yeah. I was, obviously I was a punk rock girl. I got into metal.
But you've always been out of the two of us, you're the metalhead.
Yeah. I got into metal like a little, like in my early, 20s. When I first started working at a strip club, that's when I got into metal. And particularly, which was very exciting for me, Pantera was the first.
Is that your favorite metal band? What's your favorite metal band?
I mean, I think that was the band that got me into metal. Mm-hmm. So that's has like a special place in my heart. Yeah,
it's like metal band.
Okay. It is the best metal band. It is. And it's what got me into metal. And it was very special to see them play because right when I got into Pantera was kind of right around the time when Dimebag died. So I never got to see them. Anyway, it was very special to see them. And anyway, that was I remember back in the day working at the strip club, most of the girls there danced to like hip hop and stuff. And I remember telling the strip club DJ, he's like, well, what do you want to dance to? Because I was like, I can't dance to hip hop. I just like, that's not going to work. And he's like, what music do you listen to? And I was like, punk. But it's like, you can't really dance to punk at a strip club. Maybe like pop punk can work, but like.
Well, you do have to pick it up.
Yeah. You're allowed to pick up change.
Right, yeah, throwing.
I mean, it just, I listen to like punk and hardcore, like, just.
Yeah, it's hard to do like a sensual striptease to Madball.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't going to work. Or even if you would try to like dance to like, I don't know, like No Effects or something, it doesn't make any, it doesn't quite.
But metal does work in strip clubs.
Or like the Bouncing Souls, these were the bands I listened to. Well, that doesn't make any sense. So I was like, yeah. And at the time I was kind of like getting interested in metal. And then I was like, yeah, I think I want to dance to metal. And there was another girl, like a super hot girl that worked at the strip club, and I remember danced to Pantera. I remember she danced to Walk, and I was like, I think I'm going to try that. And I just like, I felt like I came alive, Or when they played Cemetery Gates, like, oh, it's such a sexy song, which they didn't play live at the concert. I was a little bummed about it. Maybe it just wasn't, because Dimebag wasn't there. Anyway, it was a special situation.
Good times.
But Brooklyn Mile.
What else
crazy
we've been
weekend.
doing this
What else?
summer?
We went to Fire Island.
We did
get to go to Fire Island, and we get to
first
learn.
time. We were first timers on the island. Mm-hmm. It was fun.
It was really fun. We got to discover. Okay, this is really funny. Do you know about this, Brian? Maybe funny is not the right. I don't know.
No,
I learned something very interesting.
Let's back up here. Explain to those who don't know, kind of a summary of Fire Island's legacy, if you will.
Fire Island's legacy, I think it's known as where
it's a small
island. You can't use
beach island off the coast, like upstate.
It's not upstate. It's so funny or
like
so
Long
bad
Island,
at New York.
right?
Yeah, it's off Long Island.
Sorry, my bad.
It's not.
I'm
upstate.
still learning New York geography.
Yeah. I guess if you kept going.
Right. So it's a little beach island off
Long Island. There's no cars.
Notorious gay hookup.
Yes, a notorious gay hookup spot. And I back in the day, it is where a lot of the rich gay New Yorkers would go so they could safely be gay because no one would see them.
Like Wall Street guys that were in the closet,
right? Yeah, or just gay guys that were out of the closet could just go there and just party with other gay people because that was not very common, in the 80s and 90s in New York City.
And there's no cars. You got to take a
There are no
ferry.
cars. Yeah, and this was before cell phones. Anyway, so it's pretty legendary for the gay community. And there's like a gay area, there's a lesbian area, and the lesbian area is pretty like a little mix of everyone. The gay area is like 100% gay. Like it's not meant for gay allies. Even it is meant for
right.
Like I actually learned that I had a friend of a friend that had a house there, and I was like, "Can I come to one of the parties?" And they were like, "Absolutely not." This is like not meant for. Anyway, we were coming home from brunch in the lesbian area. It was a big drag brunch. We had so much fun. We wanted to actually, we were walking back, and then you have to take a water taxi anyway. And we looked on, my sister actually, she was looking on Google Maps because I was like, I want to see more of the island. And she was like, okay, it looks like we could walk this way to get to the water taxi and we'll actually get to see everything. And she's like, oh, and it looks like we're going to walk through a
nature area.
A nature area. And it was actually labeled on the map as a historical
site.
Not a monument. There's a name for it. A historical landmark. And I was like, oh, cool. I want to learn about the history of Fire Island. What's it called? And she's like, it's called the Meatrack. And I was like, the Meatrack? Okay, that's cool. And we walk past there, and it's just this area. And we start to read, because, for historical landmarks, there's actually reviews. If you maybe pull some up, Brian, it's really funny.
Reviews of the Meatrack.
And I'm like, so we start reading while we're walking to the Meatrack. We start reading reviews about the Meatrack, and they're hilarious. Like, I particularly remember there was one, it was like, oh, I came for meat, but all there was jerky.
Well, you're not explaining why. So,
I know.
So the Meatrack, what we learned
as we walk through it,
it's kind of an untouched area of the island. It's there's no stores but you're walking through the sand. There's dunes. It's kind of like a little valley almost, and it's, from what we gathered and what we learned, it's an area. It's a hookup area.
Yeah.
So if you want to get your dick sucked out under the beautiful sky in the sand in nature, that's the spot.
I read the history of it too,
among other things, and
it's like a glory hole, but open in the field. I think meant for people to just kind of show up and.
Yeah, instead of a hole in the bathroom stall, there's just bushes and trees, and you kind of hang out in the area and see what kind of adventures
we saw two people boning behind a tree, we had to be quiet. For some reason, you have to be quiet in the Meatrack
preserve.
Yes, you have to be quiet. So we saw two people boning behind a tree, and we just walked past them.
The first line of this guy's review for the Meatrack is, besides being a place where sweaty, moaning bodies congregate, the Meatrack is also a place of natural beauty.
Look at that.
Very true. It was gorgeous.
There was one review that was really funny. It said, rumor has it Mike Pence was here. I started going down a rabbit hole and reading all about the Meatrack, and history of it.
No phones allowed. No cameras.
Yeah, no phones, no cameras. Just a nice, safe space to have sex with a stranger.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was really funny because as we were walking in, and we were a group of girls and guys, and like there was like a little pack of like very attractive, very in shape gay men in Speedos. Like as we were walking in, and like they were like, "Are you guys walking through the Meatrack?" And we were like, "Yeah," like with thought, like acting like we were about to go and see like look at birds or something. We looked like tourists.
Welcome to Jurassic.
Yeah, and they were like, and then when we were leaving, remember we saw them, they were like, "Did you guys just walk through the Meatrack?" And we were like, "Yeah." Like,
it's quite lovely.
Yeah. And then and they looked at us and laughed. But yeah, we saw one guy behind a tree. With another guy.
We walked through early in the day, so I felt like it wasn't really popping off yet. But we saw a few people in various stages of nudity and sexual situations, kind of, in the bushes.
Yeah.
And it was cool.
And then
who doesn't want a beautiful nature area where you can just hook up and let your inhibitions go?
Right.
Okay, well, that was Fire Island.
Anyway, don't visit the Meatrack like we did, because I guess unless you want to fuck, you're not really supposed to walk through there.
Yeah, they don't really want spectators.
They don't want spectators.
You got to be down.
You got to be down.
So we kind of disrespected the space unintentionally. A little bit,
I wanted to just see a historical landmark.
I'm sorry, Meatrack.
Yeah.
Sorry for walking through and not getting down. Next time I'll get down.
Yeah. Speaking of dicks
that are not hard and not sexy, don't we have an ugly one to talk about?
Oh, we do have an ugly one to talk about.
Yeah.
Oh, we were speaking of hard, sexy dicks.
Yeah, so I'm flipping the script.
You're flipping it.
And let's go to the most flaccid. I don't know where we're going. Continue. No, we're not doing the dick thing?
Yeah, we are. We're doing it. Okay, so let's continue.
We have a guest.
We do. So we have a guest audio from a friend of mine and a comedian I really respect and love. Her name is Liza Treyger. She's got a new Amazon special and whatever. She's doing very big, important things, and she's hilarious. And she took the time to rate a penis for us. So let's see what she had to say about this penis that I sent her. Oh, let's see what she did with that one. That penis could not go in the Meatrack at all.
Okay, it's like a total emo dick, like so much black bang pubes where it looks like you have way too much hair, but also that it's like a balding dick at the same time. Such voluminous hair, like truly a witch, and a spider's gonna come out right the tip of your dick. Also, I shouldn't be paying attention to this because there is a giant erect dick, but a giant is because of the angle. Let's be honest here, but your thumbnail is making me puke, and I can't even deal with it right now. Also, what's that box? Like, I'm so distracted. Do you have to go to UPS? Is there a stack of business cards in there? Flyers for your emo concert or backyard wrestling? Are you living in an office building? What is happening? Black socks, disgusting. There's also like an imprint skin peel at the tip of your dick that is really confusing me. It's like a sunburnt mold, like a Gorbachev dick top.
Oh my God.
Which is wild. There's also a dark ridge, which to me, it's like you're wearing a cock ring, but already on your dick, or it's dirt. Please take a shower. Everything looks disgusting. Honestly, it's a witch hand. It is a witch hand. The knuckle in your nail is very witch vibes. Your dick is fine. Honestly, it's like, it's a normal dick. It looks more dirty than anything.
That was a masterclass in breaking someone down.
Yeah.
Just to their core.
I love how she repetitively said emo.
She also used the term witch several times.
Yeah.
And to be
a witch dick.
To be fair, it wasn't the actual dick. It seemed like that was so problematic. It was everything else involved and or around the dick.
It was the hygiene.
Can you imagine if a spider actually crawled out of your pubes?
Right? Liza Treyger, everyone.
Oh, thanks,
Check
Liza.
her out.
Thank you.
I know she's on tour. She's got an Amazon special, I believe a Netflix special. Anyway, go.
All the specials.
Yeah, she's doing very big things.
Kind of a big
And
deal.
this dick rating is going to open up all the doors for her. Like now, really, everything's just going to happen.
Yeah. So if you are a celebrity listening right now, because we have so many famous fans and listeners, and you want your life to change in a good way, if you want to really level up a little bit in life, in your career, you could rate a dick. Let us know. You could rate a dick.
Yeah, you could rate a dick. You could rate a dick. We could ruin your career.
I said elevate. I had a whole upwards thing.
Upwards.
Going.
Oh, you were looking on the bright side of things.
Yeah. Cool. Well, that's the dick.
Yeah. What have you been up to? DJing a lot.
I've been DJing a lot in the city, which has been cool. It's been fun. I've been spinning at Soho House a lot, which makes me feel so fancy because I'm not a member, so I can't go in and just hang out. But
right.
But I can pretend.
That's fucking smart.
Yeah, it's kind of a life hack. Can't become a member at Soho House. We'll get booked to DJ there, and you can still eat the pizza and hang out in the room. Yeah, good times.
Back to dicks. I had to put on a dick for like a little bit last night. I had like a custom video that I had to do. The description was actually really confusing, and I was a little late on this custom video because there was like many layers to it. But somebody wanted me to wear a strap-on, which is pretty.
That's pretty normal.
That's pretty normal. Yeah. me and the strap-on, like we go way back. Like we're good friends. Sometimes, and it has been unique ever since I've been doing these. Like, I had many years of experience of wearing a strap-on and fucking like a person, but doing this like POV situation where I put the phone in a certain angle so it like looks like I'm fucking you. I've done very creative things with my strap-on customs. I actually remember my favorite time. Somebody had like a fantasy that they were my slave, and they lived in a corner of my house in a cage, and I would just like taunt them every day, and I'd wear a strap on and kind of put it through the cage and kind of not, and I don't know. So I was trying to figure out how to mimic a cage. Anyway, I remember I took the little what do you call it, like the grate from like the toaster oven.
What the fuck?
And I put it like on top of the phone so it looked like he was in jail. And then I was wearing a strap on. There's like the little grate from the toaster oven is on top of the phone, and I'm yelling at the phone, like, get back in the cage, motherfucker, like suck my dick.
There's like little English muffin crumbs like still on the grate, like.
Yeah, I know. And then I actually remember this was when we lived in LA. I remember at that moment the cleaning lady came a little bit early. Granted, I was in a room with the door closed, but I was like, imagine if she opened the door, like she knew I did porn, but like this situation doesn't make any sense. Like,
oh my God.
And then it was funny because I finished up and I walked out of the door with like a bikini on. Like I took the strap on off and I just left it there, but I had like a bikini on. Like, I don't know, I had like a bikini on and I'm holding the toaster. Great. I just put it back in the toaster and she's like, I'm not even gonna ask.
No, at that point she was just like, she was not phased.
Like I'm not even gonna, like no worries. But anyway, last night, like I guess I have a fan, and he wants like me to wear a strap on, but like dominate him only kind of. He wanted like a sensual strap on, like girlfriend dom experience, which I actually haven't done before. So it was like a little confusing of being like mean and nice and like snuggly and like sensual and like kind of dominant at the same time.
There's an art form to it. Yeah.
Yeah. I wrote down some notes before I did it. It was confusing. It was confusing to tackle. Here, let me see if I can find it.
Oh,
I wrote down some notes. So I wanted to read the notes.
Okay.
Because I talk to the fans and then, it's like my porn homework. I talk to the fans and then like I'll make notes.
So these are notes on how to be a sensual dom.
No, well, they were notes from the conversations I had with him to how to execute this custom properly. You know what I mean?
Kinda.
Don't ask. Okay, this is my system. I have a system for things when I do my porno homework. Okay. Yeah. So I took like different things. Like, here was the notes. Guy is more into sensual femdom, so an idea like you're dating, but you're going to take control and take over. And he wanted me in lingerie, but a strap-on. So girly lingerie and a strap-on. And he kept saying, describe how you're going to take me and make me yours.
Romantic.
But specifically not into degradation or humiliation. He wants to be called a bitch. No, he does not want to be called a bitch. He is okay with being called a slut, but stick to sensual, hard fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not weird at all. I do that a lot with a...
Yeah, I guess it would be like how you dominate a woman, right?
I mean...
Or your women.
Typically, I'm an actor, Joanna. I can do a variety of
okay, well, this was complicated.
Things. But typically, if I'm just being myself in a porn, my kind of style is dominant. I'm not submissive, but it's always extremely loving and passionate with the roughness. So, I'll call you a bitch, but not a stupid bitch. I'll call you a beautiful slut, not a disgusting slut.
But is that
fucking smart?
Yeah.
It's different it is. When you're a woman dominating.
Well, I'm just saying I get the vibes.
You get the vibes. I get it. But it was hard to execute.
Yeah.
For me, at least.
For you.
There were layers to this
You're
story.
Used to screaming at everyone.
Yeah, I'm just used to like, good old fashioned. I mean, that it did actually happen once. I remember directing a scene where the girl was, fucking a guy in the ass with a strap on. And, it was supposed to be a very dominant scene. And I was like, okay, And the guy was really into being very submissive too. And then the scene started happening and she was very like sensual. And I was like, hey, like, you kind of, it's sort of part of the deal.
You could be a sensual dom.
Right. Part of the deal to like, be mean. I thought, and most women
this scenario was a mean
This
situation.
scenario was a mean scenario. I was like, all right, like let it all out. This is usually the exciting day for women to just let out their aggression, And she was like, I'm a sensual dom. And she kind of said that a lot. And I was like, and I just remember being like, what is that? I've never, those two
There's
terms,
a lot of layers,
those two
Joanna.
Terms don't go together.
It's a spectrum.
I didn't think they did. So I guess
Little
it's rare.
did you know.
It's rare that I get to be a sensual dom. So I had
okay.
fun with it though. I got into the role. I was like, I pretended, I was like his wife, and I was like, oh, today we're gonna do something different,
Cool. Yeah.
And I was like, hi, sweetie. Like instead of you, I guess I pretended this was like we were a switch situation.
Well, so like, I have only ever done one porn in my whole career where I was submissive. One. And
were you that submissive though?
Well, what do you mean that?
Okay.
This is a and it's a scene. I mean, you can go find it on Pornhub. I'm pretty sure it was with Jill Cassidy.
Oh yeah, I remember.
And I'm giving you an example of how I one time was submissive, because I never am, especially on camera, or really in life, sexually. Where they called me and said, will you be willing to be submissive in this role? She's going to dom you in a sensual way. And I I adore Jill as a coworker. I filmed with her many times. She's super sweet. So I was like, I'll do anything if Jill's in it. And so it was super hot because basically I went into a confessional, like Catholic confessional, and Jill, I was confessing my sins to. And at some point, in a demanding dommy way, she orders me out of the booth, lays me down on the cold concrete, and she pours milk in my open mouth when I'm laying on my back and adds cereal in my mouth. And she starts using my face and mouth as a bowl, and she's just eating cereal, rubbing her feet on my face.
And you hate food and sex too.
But this one time I was like, this is so hot. I'm like completely powerless, laying on my back in a suit. My mouth is being used as a cereal bowl. Jill is half naked, sitting on my chest, rubbing her feet on my face and just eating the cereal. And I was like, you know what? All right, this is pretty fucking hot. I could and did get into it. And then even
tissue.
And then even when we started having sex, it was very much, no, you're going to sit down or you're going to lay down and I'm going to use you as a tool, as furniture, as a toy. And but it was never in a rough way. It was very soft but commanding. And it's literally the only time I've ever been submissive in a porn.
Yeah.
And it was hot.
Yeah. I feel like that was like
sensual doming. It's a thing.
Was it really? It was more like yeah, I guess that was sensual doming.
You know?
Yeah, I guess that was sensual doming.
So you can use that cereal trick next time.
Use the cereal. It's true. Maybe I should
get back in your cage and let me use you as a cereal
maybe
bowl.
The cheese guy would be into cereal. I mean, he's
hit up all your foodies.
He's into like dairy products, you know?
There you go. See, the thing is though, I hate milk, so I had to make sure it was like almond milk or I didn't want to.
I think I
wanted no dairy on the side.
Right. I mean that's pretty common. I mean I've done like milk enemas before, just another Tuesday.
Just another sensual dom.
Where you pour milk in your butthole and you shoot it out and it looks really cool because it's like
So I saw that once when I was producing another show.
It looks so cool.
Network. I wasn't sure if that was a one-off or if that was like
no, it's like a thing.
Yeah, it's a thing.
It's like a whole thing.
Wild.
Yeah. It's been a while since I've done one.
The old milk enema.
Yeah, the old milk enema. But yeah, I wouldn't use regular milk. Just like something feels weird about regular milk.
Yeah, something feels weird about.
There's nothing sensual about a milk enema.
No.
It's a stressful thing to do sometimes. But yeah, they look really beautiful. It's like Christmas or something. It's like
what the
beauty. Like,
what Christmas?
It's like snow or something coming out of your butthole. It's like this nice white cloud.
Cloud?
It like
are you farting the milk out?
I mean, you kind of are.
Yeah,
essentially, you kind of are. I mean, how do you think stuff gets out of your butt?
Touche.
I mean, a little bit. You're like, pushing it out. And it's a whole like situation.
I prefer my mouth being used as a cereal bowl to the milk showers.
But you want the milk to come out of a milk carton and not a butthole because you're old fashioned like that.
I'm a prude. I'm a fucking prude,
Yeah.
I'm not as freaky as you do. Do we have any fan questions?
Yeah.
Let's transition.
Sensual doming.
With milk enemas. Okay,
I'm a sensual dom.
So we do have a question
for 5
today.
minutes. Yes, last night. What?
We have a question.
We have a written question today from
written, like handwritten.
Well, they used email, but
okay. If you have a question for us, you can email us at justthetipsxo@gmail.com.
That's right.
Bing, bing, bing.
So today, Marie asks the questions. They have 2 questions. One, she was wondering if Jessie Lee was actually Joanna's girlfriend at one point in real life.
Oh, cute.
And the second question is do you guys have threesomes in your personal life?
Jessie, we'll do the first. Jessie Lee.
Jessie Lee has never been my girlfriend. So I don't know where that came from.
Great
but yes, she's
friend.
been my friend. a best friend. I mean, she's like a family member at this point for a very, very long time. We've known each other for so many years now, and we've been
and you've
through...
had sex many times.
Yes, we have had sex many times. So maybe we're in like a common law marriage.
Okay.
Everybody go follow Jessie Lee if you're not following her. At OMG, it's Jessie Lee. She was unfortunately recently in a car accident. She's doing okay, but she's still raising money because there's still surgeries she needs to get
pretty fucked up.
Yeah, it's really sad.
But she's
so please go contribute to her GoFundMe.
She's bouncing back incredibly.
She is bouncing back incredibly.
Really inspiring to see how much positive energy she continually maintains, and also
always
she looks
beautiful.
She not to be too graphic, but like half of her entire face and jaw got just split open.
I know.
And I can't believe how good...
There's still nerve damage.
I can't believe how good she looks and how far and fast her recovery has been. So we love you, Jessie Lee. Everyone make sure you follow her.
Yeah, follow Jessie Lee and contribute to her recovery fund if you haven't. But yeah, me and Jessie were never romantically involved. She's like a sister to me, but a sister I've seen naked and had sex with before.
So you get it.
But yeah, we were never romantically, but I've called her a girlfriend, so maybe things get confusing. But a best friend, and I consider her like a sister to me. And yeah. Do we ever have threesomes?
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to.
Well, how do I say this? Before I was Small Hands, when I was just Aaron, Joanna's boyfriend, we were not in an open relationship or anything like that. Joanna went to work as a porn star, and I was a bartender. I played in a band. I did other things, but one thing that Joanna would like to do sometimes is to have a threesome with like me and her and one of her girlfriends. And then we became kind of known for them on camera for a while. We had a somewhat award-winning series.
The babysitter auditions
called Babysitter Auditions, where I love this series. This is one of my favorite things. And you can look up some of these scenes online. They're around, where me and Joanna in every single scenario were childless parents.
Yeah.
And we were auditioning a babysitter for a kid we didn't have. And the plot would always end with us fucking the potential babysitter.
Right. And we would ask them all sorts of questions in this interview to get their clothes off.
Did you guys shoot it like a reality show?
It was more like a sitcom.
Shot like a sitcom.
Yeah, it was a scripted comedic series.
We could bring it back on our OnlyFans, really. It was a series we used to do for Burning Angel. It was some of my favorite movies. It was so funny. We had a lot of fun with it. Yeah.
Kind of like wacky, like Tim and Eric, just off the wall humor, and it would always end in a hot threesome.
We should really bring it back. I could probably bring it back in like a TikTok sketch or something like that. All right, that is something to think of.
But anyway, so we've had lots of threesomes, both on and off camera. These days, now that we're a little older, it's the off-camera threesomes are a little less, but sometimes
we haven't had one in quite some time.
Maybe we should bring it back.
Maybe we should bring it back. Also, ever since like OnlyFans started, it's kind of like every time we have a threesome, we just
a lot of the times a threesome that previously to OnlyFans might have happened off camera. Now we're all like, well, let's just record it on our phone real quick.
Yeah.
So.
But we did, and in the earlier years of our relationships, we had a lot of fun threesomes, with other girls in the industry, and Aaron wasn't in the industry. And, I enjoyed it. I've always been very much into women. Aaron liked the fact that I was into women. Mm-hmm. And also it was like, it was like a nice reward. Aaron was such a great boyfriend who was kind and accepting of my career in the porn industry. So he got rewarded with threesomes. And I had a great time doing it. And all my friends thought he was hot and blah, blah, blah. It just like, it became a little different when everybody was like fucking you anyway.
Yeah.
It's like.
I wasn't like a special unicorn anymore.
Yeah. Like it used to be like, oh my God, Joanna, your boyfriend's hot. And it's like, let's have a threesome. And it was just like this fun, thing. But then when it was like, oh, Joanna, your boyfriend's hot, and I worked with him last week. Like, I don't know, just the dynamic. It used to be like a unicorn that just came and visited, and and people only saw you every once in a while. You just became too available for us to have threesomes anymore.
Too much of a hoe.
And but yeah, I guess lately, in the past several years, any threesome we'd have.
What was the last one we had? Oh, with Rocky. Oh.
Yeah, we had a threesome with Rocky Emerson. You could find it on our OnlyFans.
Super hot.
Yep, super hot. She's like 8 feet taller than me.
Oh, and it was hot because you and Rocky have a sexy chemistry where I
love Rocky.
Joanna
She's
gets
like my wife.
Joanna gets like puppy dog excited with Rocky, and so
I love her so much.
You were like I was fucking Rocky and like rubbing her clit trying to make her come, and Joanna was choking her and slapping her, like hopping up and down, like And then the movie, the scene ended with me coming inside you, Joanna, and then Rocky eating it out.
Yeah,
beautiful, romantic,
friends,
friends, all just
helping,
swapping everything.
And, and then me and Rocky, come to think of it, it's kind of might be similar. A little similar to like when you and Owen are in every scene together, but whatever. Me and Rocky shared an apartment for like a week after, and we were both shooting content, and it was just this funny thing where we'd wake up in the morning and she'd like make me breakfast while I was getting my makeup done, and then like sometimes we'd fuck a guy together, or like sometimes I'd go fuck someone and she'd go fuck someone, or there was actually once like we were fucking and like I was doing something in one bedroom and she was doing something in another bedroom. And then at night we'd eat dinner together and talk about our day. And I was like, this is kind of a beautiful relationship.
Or almost like, porno summer camp where you're all in the, you're all at camp together. There's activities every day, different ones.
We both talked about our days, and I was like, and then when we were leaving, I was like, this was really nice.
Kind of beautiful.
How tall is she?
Yeah, she
Rocky is 6'6", I think, without.
No, she's not 6'6".
6'4" without heels.
I think she's 6'3" or 6'4". Yeah.
But when she puts
she puts heels on, she is like 6'6", and I'm 4'11" and 3/4. So she's much taller than me. And
everyone go follow Rocky Emerson.
Everyone go follow Rocky Emerson. Yeah,
and make sure you pick up that hot ass.
But I always say we are the same size when we're fucking. Yeah. I mean, when we're on a bed or a couch, it's like a little like.
It's a good time.
Yeah,
it was a lot of fun.
I know. We did do a scene once where I tried to like eat her out while like I was standing up, I really didn't have to bend down that much, It's pretty awesome.
Love it.
There's a new scene we have coming out pretty soon that I know is going to be pretty hilarious, where we played like horny goth moms in the area. I can't explain it. It's like, those ads where it's like hot teens in your area right now, like click here. You know them, Brian.
Like in the paper.
Yeah.
Right? We're going, like old school shit.
I mean, they're usually on the internet.
Well, yeah, it's like a classified or a personal ad.
Like in the back of like Hustler magazine.
You guys are old. They're like on Pornhub all the time.
Yeah. Old.
Classifieds, the newspaper.
Anyway,
okay, but yeah, anyway. Somebody, Alex Adams, the world-renowned Alex Adams, he did a scene where he was like jerking off and he clicked on a thing that said like horny goth moms in your area who need sex now. I can't believe you guys haven't seen these ads. What is wrong with you people? Where am I? You talk about the newspaper? What is this?
If it's not on a podcast that I produce, I don't really know about it.
What is wrong with you?
I guess I don't look at ads. I don't know.
These ads are everywhere. They're literally everywhere. What is wrong with your algorithm?
Everything, apparently. Okay, got it. Jesus.
Anyway, whatever. And
horny goth moms.
Whatever. We're horny. I mean, they usually don't say horny goth moms. They usually say horny moms. But like in this scenario, it was horny goth moms who need sex. And like he clicked on it and we kind of just showed up. But the opening shot is really funny because it's like he opens the door and it's like a POV of him. And like you see Rocky on just the top of my head. Oh. And then he pans down and you see me and just Rocky's like boobs, not even her boobs. You see like her stomach. Yeah. And then he just keeps going up and down. And
it's hard to get the two of you in the same shot.
It is. Yeah. It was very hard to get the two of us in the same shot. So he kind of just hammed it up. Yeah. Look, there's like this everywhere. If you go on like, I don't know. They're just like on the internet everywhere.
Well, Joanna, I'm a happily married man, so I'm not really, trolling the internet for clicking
I just
on
can't believe it hasn't like
area.
just popped out at you.
No. My algorithm
You never get an ad. How come I'm getting these ads?
I don't know how.
Oh my God. The ad I got this morning. Holy shit. I was like, I got an ad. Oh my God, what was it called? I took a screenshot.
Jeez.
It was a single site for people over 50.
Wait, why is that so funny?
Because it was coming to me. I've reached the time where it's like,
you're getting,
yeah, and it was like just suddenly
Joanna's
this like, oh, are you
older.
having a hard time finding love in your older age? And it was like an ad with like a
targeted to you.
A guy with like gray hair, like lonely, and then it was like the end of the ad was him and like another older lady like walking in the park together, and I was like, what is this an ad for? And it was a dating site for people over 50. I believe it was called Date My Age.
Okay.
Anyway, it was just kind of funny that's what's going on my algorithm now, like this is what I'm getting.
All right.
Okay, I'm in the 40 plus category in the Brooklyn Mile. I'm in the 40 plus category for dating sites, I guess. I don't know. It came to my algorithm. What's coming to your algorithm?
Not that.
It was that, and and then just like pants for short people. That's like my.
You also do a lot more like.
Yeah, I'm on the internet.
You scroll more. I pop in, promote my fucking music or my OnlyFans. Might check out a coworker's boob or two. Maybe one of their dogs.
Right.
Really, my whole feed is my hot porn star coworkers. Or their pets, or just dogs in general. Like I have a lot of dog content on my feed.
I do have a lot of dog content on my feed,
which I think that's a nice feed to have. Beautiful hot sluts and dogs. I'm here for it. You know
what? There's not a lot of hot sluts on my feed anymore. There's dogs, cooking.
You got a lot of foodie.
Yeah, I got a lot
content.
of foodie, cooking stuff, comedy. A lot of ADD stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of ADD. Funny, like self-deprecating people talking about how they deal with their ADD. Pants for short people. I'm always looking for pants. I am always looking for pants. It's such a struggle to find. In my dreams, there would be just low-rise pants for short people.
Yeah, it's called like the kids section.
No, but they don't make low-rise pants for kids.
Why do they got to be low-rise?
Because that is what I look good in. That is what I look good in, low-rise pants. I don't look good in high-rise pants. I wear them a lot of the time because I have no other choice.
It's good to have.
Because it's all that's made in the world. So shout out there, if anybody knows where to get low-rise pants that are for short people, please let me know.
You could also just like get them tailored, buy them and then.
I do that, but here's the thing: a lot of times, like low-rise pants, a lot of times are like flared at the bottom, and then like you're not really getting the
You're
flare.
not getting maximum flare if you got to hem them up.
I know. I had a friend, and she was married to someone who made pants, and I asked her to ask him to make me pants, and they wound up getting a divorce, not because of this. And then like she was like crying to me about the divorce and like all the trauma they were going through, and I was like, did he happen to make the pants before you guys split up?
Riveting information.
He never made the pants. Fuck that guy.
This is the shit.
He was a shitty
really
husband and never made my pants.
Okay.
Anyway,
do we have? Is it a haiku time? What are we doing?
Is it haiku
what are we
time?
doing?
Should we?
I think it could be.
It could be.
I think
We've really gone over some riveting content.
Yeah, we've
today.
really hit you guys with an all-in episode here on Just the Tips.
Sensual doming,
Fire Island's Meatrack, and older clickbait dating sites. You know what? That's the first line. Older clickbait sites.
Older clickbait sites. Wow, you are always really good at this. Ugh, I chipped my nail polish.
Don't get out of the.
God damn it.
I'm
not thinking.
No, focus on the haiku, Joanna.
I have to, Okay. Older clickbait sites. That's what you said?
Mm-hmm. There's probably a Meatrack line in there somewhere.
Yeah, I know. Meet me at the rack.
Daddy.
Okay. Meet me at the rack, Daddy.
Yeah. Okay, that's
I like
good.
it. I like it. Brian, how about you? Because you're always really good at the haikus, and I feel like you haven't contributed to a haiku in a little while.
Yeah, bring it home, Brian. So we have older clickbait sites. Meet me at the rack, Daddy.
Damn, I had a Meatrack line. Strap-on customs shore.
Done.
Strap-on customs shore.
Older
All right.
clickbait sites. Meet me at the rack, Daddy. Strap-on customs?
Sure. Yeah.
And this, my friends, has been another in-depth,
We really
no holds barred,
Yeah.
unhinged Just the Tips episode. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at @thesmallhands_. Make sure you sign up for my free OnlyFans, onlyfans.com/smallhands, where you can get that super, super fucking hot threesome with me, Joanna Angel, and Rocky Emerson, as well as all kinds of other stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
you could see him as a sensual dom.
Yeah, I will sensually dom you on my OnlyFans if that's what you want. Slide into my DMs. Joanna, what about you? Where can we find you?
I will sensually or non-sensually dom you, depending on whatever your mood is. You can find me, joannaangel.com. Wow, why did I say that? I do, but joannaangel.com is my website.
That's an old site.
But it still exists.
Okay.
That is a website. You could go there. That's where my content is. Onlyfans.com/joannaangel. Listen to this podcast.
Yeah, make sure, please. It helps us so much if you subscribe
to our YouTube page. And find me on Instagram at Joanna Angel. Find me on Twitter at Joanna Angel. Find me on TikTok at Joanna Angel X. That's that.
So we are going to get out of here and enjoy another hot, hot, sticky, sweaty August New York day.